Hi, I know that there was a couple inquiry regarding about like who I am and how I work and how I became what I'm doing today. So I actually specialize in two areas. So one of them is dating, the other one is relationships. So a little bit about my story would say is I used to be a forensic accountant, so I used to work in the corporate world. So I deal with a lot of financial divorces in that. So a lot of these entrepreneurs or CEO or executive that owns business, and when they decided to get a divorce, I actually have to create a fair market value for a lot of the assets. The biggest lesson that I learned, I wanted to know why people got divorced and what was the problem in their relationship. Even the aspect if after they got divorced, how do they go out there and find the next partner? I think seen the eyes of other entrepreneurs or CEO and high achievers. They really struggle finding the next path. And you heard of the story, nobody really can change until you want it to change. So in a relationship, there's certain patterns that you show, and this doesn't matter in business or friends or relationship. There's certain patterns that you have, which is called personality. And you carry that personality, and sometimes I know that when you treat a client differently than you do with a romantic relationship partner. So where I kind of struggle was I am considered to be a high achiever and executive as well. And I'm really go-getter. So a little bit about my story is I worked in the corporate world and to become partner of the firm, and that was my biggest goal. The only problem that I kind of faced was I scare a lot of the men away, just because I'm strong and I'm very like high achiever. I really, no matter what designation was in front of me, I want to go and grab that. I was very more of the strong, empowering woman. So, and I kind of lacked on the aspect of learning how to be more passive, even as a leader, learning how to be more actively listening to the other person, and made a decision that I needed personal help. And I didn't go into learning self-help books. I didn't go in learning, listening to videos. I actually went to go get help. So, and when I did learn more my personal development and more I grew, the more better understand who I was and where I stand today. And the most fascinating part about this story in my journey is I learned how to be not only called what you call alpha, which I naturally am, but I also learned how to be beta, and I know how to turn it on and turn it off. In a relationship, you want to waltz and not slam dance, right? You want to learn how to tango, and that's through communication and how you express yourself. So dominating your partner was not my ideal, and no matter what guy I dated, no matter who I dated, it could be a fireman or a police officer or an executive, I always dominate them no matter what, because I am one of those high achievers. It doesn't work like that in a relationship when you dominate in a relationship. So I had to learn how to be more passive and willing to let other people lead and listen to others' opinions and thoughts and beliefs. It was not only surrounded my own belief and my own thoughts, and everybody else is wrong. So I learned how to not only adapt to myself, but I learned how to adapt to the environment and the change and the possibility. I know you might be in a different situation. Maybe you have gone through a divorce per se, or maybe you're just new at dating and overall. I know that's can be very challenging just because if you're very new to it, and there's so many information that is so misleading or it doesn't work for you because you're so unique. The reason why it doesn't work because it's all cookie cutters. I don't deal with cookie cutter. I really deal with on a personal base. And I know that you probably wanted to contact me for a personal reason, and maybe you are struggling in a relationship, because I love learning about the human brain and how the sociology and anthropology, the spiritual aspect, which is called intangible, and personality and archetypes, and all these fantastic things out there that helps you learn a little bit more of your temperament. And the more that you understand about your temperament, the better success that you will have in your relationships, so that you can communicate with that to your potential partner or your team or anything in that aspect. I can guarantee you this today. The way that you run your business, I can guarantee you either you run it to the ground or you run it to success. That's the same attitude that you should have in a relationship as well. And if you want that type of relationship to be successful, and if your business is a hot mess, so is your relationship. Don't be surprised if you see this out there. I don't want to make it so personal to you per se. It's nothing, I'm here to attack you, but I'm more giving you the facts that that's actually real out there. When people misuse sex, they actually misuse their money as well, right? So I think you all heard of that story of some. But if you're ready to communicate with me, and I know that you might be struggling in your relationship or your personal aspect, I really want to have that conversation with you. And the only way I could do that if you actually book a time with me. I can't go back and forth between emails. I just find it more efficient if I actually talk to you over the phone. So I'm going to leave the link, or maybe in the message as well, how to book that time with me. And I look forward to speaking to you soon. So thank you so much for connecting with me, and bye.